Hi guys, it's Lauren with Napier Family Farm. We have something new coming to our tiny backyard rabbits, and they are both silver fox rabbits. The buck is a chinchilla. So right here I have the DuMOR 30 by 30, and it's 18 inches tall. So I'm gonna set these up and we'll see. Babe, I can't get this out. I'm like sweating under these lights.
Right here.
So I really have to factor in the value of my time. And for me, spending a little bit more money is worth it to have something that I can put up in 5 minutes. So far, I love this. For me, completely worth it. We have something new coming to our tiny backyard rabbits, obviously. So, my plan was to build rabbit cages from welded wire. They're going to be in a cage setup. I didn't know if I was going to do like hutch style with like a wood frame and then the cages, or if I was going to do hanging, because the spot that we are planning to put them in is weird dimensions for like your standard hutch. There's like support bars. We're planning on putting them underneath our back porch. But it's on, instead of being 6 feet, it's 5.5 feet to the support beam, which would cut off the remaining like 4 feet. So I was gonna build some welded wire cages. I went to Tractor Supply to look, and I don't know. I ended up seeing these. So that's pretty much what happened. I ended up seeing these. They didn't get great reviews, but because we're just starting out, I figured I would just buy 2, I would build them, I would see if I liked them when I built them. If I didn't, I'll just break them back down and return everything. So right here I have the DuMOR 30 by 30, and it's 18 inches tall. I have 2 of the 30 by 30 pans. I don't know if we're gonna keep doing the pan system or what. Currently right now under the back deck is like a bunch of rocks, so I would have to clear them out. I would have to clear out all the rocks and move them, and just, you know, have like a normal, they would just drop it on the ground. Every couple of days I would clean it up. So I figured this will be okay to try to just see if I liked it or not. And I also have their stackable frame kit, because we might stack them. So we don't really know how we want to set them up. We know the space that we want to put them, but we're not starting out with like a trio. We're actually starting out with 5. It's the person that's selling them has 2 proven does, 2 maiden does, and then 1 buck. I would like to get another buck because I don't want to just have one if something were to happen to him and then I'm stuck with no buck. We'll probably end up getting a second buck once we go through like their first little cycle. If it works out, we'll get a second buck in a few months. But for now, we're just gonna start out with a 5. If things don't go well, we might reevaluate and we might drop it down to just 1 buck and 2 does. If things go really well, we'll add on a second buck, the 2 proven does, which means they're females that have already had kits. They've already kitted, they've already had babies, so they've been proven. And they are both silver fox rabbits. The buck is a chinchilla. I don't know if it's an American or standard. I'll have to ask when I go, but I know it's a chinchilla rabbit. And then the 2 maiden does or unproven does, they haven't had babies yet, are a mix. So I'm thinking that they're like their babies. I'm gonna ask more questions when I go, just to see. I'm gonna get more information. And then once we pick them up, if everything goes well and we bring them home, then I'll show you guys and then I'll have all the information then. So I'm gonna build these cages. We're gonna see how it goes. And maybe I'll like them, maybe I won't. If anybody out there have experience with these and you have any comments about it, let me know. We might even just keep this preliminary and then do something different down the line. But I completely ran out of time. I'm supposed to be going Monday, it's Friday, and I won't be around all weekend. So I really need somewhere for them to live, at least temporarily. So even if this only works out very short term, it'll be very worth it for us because we'll have breeders here and we'll be able to get them started. And if I want to change stuff down the line, which I often do because I don't plan very well, then we'll just take it as it goes. So I'm gonna set these up and we'll see. We have 0 experience with rabbits, but because we don't have a lot of space, I know I shouldn't be cutting towards the face, not very good. But since we don't have a lot of space and we already have egg layers and we're already doing our meat chickens, the next most feasible and reasonable step for us is meat rabbits. I can't have pigs where I live. I can't have sheep, goats, cows, any of that. I don't have enough land anyway to sustain most of those animals and to raise them properly. I would love to have pigs. If I could sneak a pig and do the kind of thing that Justin Rhodes does, where he puts them in a pen and just deep bedding or whatever you want to call it, I would definitely do that, but I think my neighbors would probably get pissed off at me. They would probably hate me if I had a pig. But I would love to have a pig. I would love to have like fresh pork all the time. That would be amazing. Maybe when, well, not maybe, but definitely when we buy more land, the first animal I buy will be pigs, and then it'll either be sheep or goats. I haven't decided yet. Whatever it's gonna cost. I cannot get this out of here. I need some help. Oh my gosh, they really packed this thing in here. Oh, babe, I can't get this out. I'm like sweating under these lights.
Right here.
Hold on.
Here, you open it up a lot.
So that was a whole chore, just trying to get this thing out. So I do want to say, obviously we have like 5 followers and I think 4 of them are us. So I have the DuMOR cages. They didn't send them to me. I didn't ask them to send them to me. I went to our Tractor Supply, I picked them up and I bought them. They're not sponsoring this video. We don't have sponsors. Nothing is monetized because we can't monetize. Not that I wouldn't, but you know, we're not. And I will let you guys know. Anyway, it comes with this one sheet of paper. These are supposed to be really easy to set up. And that's one of the main reasons I got these, and I did not get like the welded wire and the J clips and all that. I only bought 2 to see if I like them. If I like them, I'll get more. If I don't, I'm gonna be in a mad dash to build some wire welded cages. And the rabbits that we get are just gonna have to like live where we have space and we can put them until I figure it all out. So these are supposed to be like really quick, fast, and easy to put together. I don't have any feeders, water bottles, hay, like the alfalfa or Timothy hay. I didn't buy rabbit food today. I'm gonna wait until after we pick the rabbits up. If we do end up purchasing them and bringing them home, our first stop between there and our house will be to buy pellets, hay, and all that. And then I'll order the waters and feeders online, and I'll just give them like little bowls for their pellets and water until they arrive, which should only take a couple of days, so it won't be like a huge deal. My main concern is how I'm going to house the rabbits when they get here, because you can't put them all together. I really just need to have housing for them. That is my number one concern, because once we purchase them, then I'll worry about buying them all their food and stuff. If I was buying them direct from a breeder, I would definitely have everything set up and ready to go beforehand. But because this is just somebody that's getting rid of their old setup, I want to make sure the rabbits are healthy as advertised. My plan was to get meat rabbits, to get our breeders at the upcoming farm swap on November 9th, but this deal just appeared magically, so I jumped on it. So that's kind of why we're in like a mad dash, which is kind of how I do a lot of stuff. So this cage, I'm completely tearing up my floor right now. So it has these little black things, and there's like a clippy, and you put this inside this clippy somehow, apparently. Okay, so this one just clips in. I should probably read the directions, which I never do. I'm so bad at it. This is the bottom, so it has smaller holes on the bottom. I'm not exactly sure the measurements, but all the sides are 1 by 2 inches. They're 1 inch across and 2 down. It looks like. I'm pretty sure they're 1 by 2. Which is what I was looking at. When I was looking at the welded wire, I was looking at 1 by 2s. And then I was gonna put like fold the front door panel on the in the back to the inside. Okay, so we want to get the front and the back panel inside. And I'm also not crazy about this because it's coated. I don't know if the rabbits are gonna like chew on this or what. But even if it's just temporary, it was worth like the $35 plus whatever we spent on these. But if I build a 30 by 30 galvanized cage myself, I can still reuse these bins if that's how I choose to do things. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. It's kind of like trial and error. Even with like our chickens, our egg layers, I thought I knew what I wanted, And then once I got them and I got them going, I didn't like the setup I had. So I kind of changed it around, and then like a couple years later, I changed it around again, and now I'm in almost to year 4 with our egg layers, and I'm like completely redoing all of that again. So it's always like learning. Sometimes you're just gonna have to spend money to just figure it out, right? Like everyone has their own preference on their setup for their meat rabbits. Some people do stackers, some people do hutch style, some people do cage. Some people like the pre-made like cage kits, which are more expensive than building your own, obviously. But sometimes it's just like that is the easy way to go, and it's worth spending a couple extra dollars to just know that like, okay, they made this specifically for this purpose, so let's try it, let's see how it goes. I might end up loving this, and then this is just how we'll keep our production. I might end up hating it, and then either keeping these cages just in case, or selling them, or you know, who knows. What the heck? Okay, so this little metal bar has a little clippy on it. I'm completely messing up my floor. So it's kind of like, the top is kind of like what you would see in like a dog crate. So these are pretty flexible. I'm just bending them out a little bit and then pushing them back in. There's also clips here. I don't know if you guys can see clips here where, because you can see it bows out a little bit. Alright, so that is the front. Oh my gosh, I completely should have put something on this floor. My floor is getting torn up right now, guys. It wasn't that hard for me to just squeeze this, but it's kind of like an L shape, and it wraps around the outside piece. So I think there's 4 of these little brackets hooked on. Well, there's 8. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom on each side. And I'm pretty sure that is going to be for the frame kit, which I'm going to put on. So I quick got them together. I mean, it seems pretty sturdy. It doesn't feel, you know, flimsy, especially from, I was looking at 14 gauge welded wire that was 1 inch by 2 inch, the gaps were 1 inch by 2 inch. So my cage would have pretty much looked exactly like this cage, but I would have spent so much time putting it together. If I was strictly just homesteading, it would be completely worth it to spend less money, to spend about half the price to make this exact same cage. But I'm not home very often. Like, I work, my husband works, we have 4 kids. Like, I have to factor in my time. So I don't have a ton of time at home. I'm not here on the weekends. Like, I'm considered self-employed, but my hours are like the hours when everyone else has free time. My hours are not 9 to 5 hours. I don't get weekends off. So I really have to factor in the value of my time. And for me, spending a little bit more money is worth it to have something that I can put up in 5 minutes. When we want to homestead full time and not really work as much as we do now, eventually we'll get to that point, but right now we're just not at it. So the door, you can see the door's a little bit bigger than the cage, so that's good. It just has one of these little latchy things. It's okay. It's not like you can see the door. You're probably gonna need like 2 hands, but I think once I have it mounted on something, it'll be a little bit more even. So I'm gonna mount it on these stackable frame kits. So far, I love this. Like, it was so easy for me to put up. I barely needed the directions. I did need them though, but I barely needed the directions. It was fast, it's sturdy, it's like the exact same thing I was gonna build, but if I would have had to build it myself, it would have taken me like a million times longer. This literally took me like 5 minutes to put up, and the one I was gonna build would have been exactly like this. It would have taken me like 2 days to build all 5 cages, and that's 2 days I could be out there making money. So, for me, completely worth it.